So we are here at Summer Mash Austin, and I'm with
Dewey Gadke.
And you're with?
I'm CEO of Minggl.
And what's Minggl all about?
Minggl is a plugin for your browser, i.e. your Firefox, that solves any of the things you're irritated with on your social networks. So if you're tired of having to remember what site you met someone on, if you're tired of going back and checking your news or email multiple times a day, if you're tired of typing names and password, Minggl basically will log onto those sites for you in the background, go merge all your friends together in a common list, let you tag and categorize them. It'll also go log into all those sites and grab your news feeds, and you can use those tags that you put on your friends to filter your news. So I could say I only want to see news from Facebook friends or people I've tagged family coming from any of the sites.
So, I mean, yeah, obviously I hear a lot, there's a lot of these kind of sites now with this aggregation of all your social networks and things like that. You're saying one of the things that's kind of different is that you can sort of be you can add them all, but then be selective about it from there?
Yes, you can slice and dice your friends, you can slice and dice your news, and you know, we actually like to split the aggregation discussion into several categories because there's products in a bunch of different categories, and we think we've got one of the broadest feature sets out there. There's news aggregation, which is information coming into me. Then there's identity aggregation, which is managing my profiles. What pictures do I upload to this site? Where do I post my status? What's my name and password at all these sites? That's kind of my identity aggregation. And then there's the whole privacy management, again using relational tie strength, things like that.
So yeah, I mean, it's what sort of sites are supported?
Today we support MySpace, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Dig, Flickr. Very quickly, I believe we'll have YouTube, probably High Five, some of the other big social sites.
Cool. So what sort of, like, when users are coming to the site, like, what are they most often using? I mean, with the thing, are they usually checking out more media stuff, or is it more just to managing the social networking, all the different logins and that sort of thing? Or
well, we think one of our greatest advantages, they actually don't have to come to our site because we plug into the browser. We give them all this functionality right in the sidebar.
Right. Okay. So you're actually a browser plugin.
Yeah, absolutely. We're a browser plugin. We'll sign in for you. We'll go check your news feeds at whatever interval. We'll merge your friends list, and so. Does that answer your question? I'll give you an example of one of our features. Let's say I've got 500 friends across all these different social sites, and I tag 30 of them coworker, but some of them I know on LinkedIn, some of them I know on Facebook, some of them I know on MySpace. I can go type one message and say, send this to all coworkers, and Minggl will figure out what site each of them is on and send the message there.
So you can actually categorize between all the sites. You can actually take it's separate from those sites' categorizations. You can make your own categorization on Minggl, and then that way not have to worry about where they are on the individual sites.
Exactly, and your friends list comes with you from site to site, and those categories come with you, so you can actually use it. If I tag your Facebook identity with media, I can actually use that media tag to filter the news I get from you over on LinkedIn. So it's actually carrying some relational context between sites.
Interesting. And do you actually also, some sites like this, they have like kind of a widget kind of thing to also have a feed on other pages? Does that work that way, or is this more just for internal, for your own purposes? Or do you actually also push out content so you have it all in one place as well?
We do have some pushing tools, and we're about to release some new ones very, very quickly here, probably in the next month. The primary pushing tools we have right now are sending the bulk email across sites. Then you can type your status one place and hit return, and it'll go log on to all those sites and post it for you. And then there'll be a bunch of very interesting privacy, email type pushing tools very, very quickly here.
Very cool. So when did you launch, actually?
We actually launched about 60 days ago. It was just about the time that Facebook blocked Google. And we're still in an early beta. There's still a few bugs we're knocking out, so we weren't trying to draw too much attention to ourselves. But one of the major bloggers picked up on that because we're running client side, we weren't blockable, and that we had a much more robust feature set. So we ended up getting quite a bit of buzz and press, almost really ahead of our preference.
Right. So I mean, I guess being actually local as opposed to being a website itself is actually an advantage in that way.
Absolutely. We can run faster. The users don't have to come to a new site. When we actually log on to your Facebook or MySpace page, to them we look like a real user, so they actually can't block the features. So we can go get the kinds of information that you before were having to go back and get all the time. And also because of the way the tool works, we're actually able to get more personal data. So some of the news, if we just look at one category, the news aggregator category that's pulling out news feeds, what they can get is somewhat limited because they're operating from a site through the API, but because we're running client side, we can get a lot more of your personal stuff, your friends requests, your pokes, your emails that don't come through the kind of the public news feed that you were asking about earlier.
Right, that's interesting. So are you an Austin-based company?
We are Austin-based. Most of our technology is here, and we've got part of our marketing team out in the Bay Area also.
Cool. So what do you think of the Austin's tech scene?
We love it. We love it. We wish there was more consumer and social media companies here, and but there's been a huge growth just in the past 3 months. There's just a ton of interest in it. There's a bunch of really cool new startups. There's starting to be a really good kind of luncheon circuit for CEOs. So there's a lot of very interesting social and consumer stuff happening in Austin.
Yeah, definitely. And if the crowd here tonight is any indication, it's definitely an up-and-coming community. This is probably the most packed Summer Mash event I've been to so far. I've been to all of them, and this is actually the most crowded.
Yeah, I was out at the one in LA, and there's more people here, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of in this little island in the corner, but it's people are slowly creeping in at this point. It's really packed in here. It's great.
I think they've got the air conditioning running at full capacity, and it's still warming up in here.
So what browsers does Minggl work with?
Minggl works with IE and Firefox today. Firefox 2 and 3 on the Mac, although there's still a bug we're working on killing with Firefox 3. Works with IE 6 and 7. The only one we don't have right now is Safari. But luckily a ton of Mac users are using Firefox also. So.
And are you guys thinking about a mobile platform as well?
We absolutely are. We actually have a little bit of development resources allocated toward it.
Cool. Yeah. So if people want to check out your site, where do they go?
Thank you.
And if they wanted to check out the site, they should go to...
Oh, sorry. Everyone started screaming and I couldn't hear. It's minggl.com, minggl.com.
Very cool. Thanks for coming out.